My depth on here is going to be about 0.15. 0.15, and I hit the check mark. So now I've created that hexagon shape. So doing it this way and using that center line, not the geometry, the construction type looking one, allows you to go ahead and create all kinds of shapes and use it for referencing. Okay? So now, the bottom of the hole here, okay, is not typically going to be flat. Okay? It usually kind of is concave a little bit. That way you can use the Allen wrenches that have the rounded head on them. In case you can't get directly into it, you're off to the side a little bit. It makes it easier to use. Okay? So what we're going to do now is take this hexagon shape, we're going to extrude it down a little bit, but we're going to terminate it into a circular shape. Okay? So it's not a straight through extrusion. So what we're going to do is use something called a blend. So we're going to use this guy right here. Okay? Now, a blend and a rotational blend are basically the same thing, except the rotational blend would go, say, from a plane on this surface to a plane on this surface, follow some trajectory. The regular blend is just straight through. Okay, so if you want to play with the rotational later, you can. So we're going to just use a blend. Okay? I'm going to come in, rotate this so I can get to everything. And on here, section 1, we need to define it. So we're going to select this surface on the inside, the bottom of that hexagon shape. Click on it. And then we're going to hit sketch. On here, I'm going to create that same hexagon shape again. So you put your center lines in. And then draw your shape. Now, if you want to draw it very close, if you turn your hidden lines on or your wireframe on, you'll be able to see the shape of the other one on there. For example, say no hidden line. And I was actually very close to being right on top of it. Okay? Again, put your dimension in that you know. And check mark. Okay? Now you notice it didn't do anything yet. Okay? That 0.52 is this distance here. Go back to where it says sections. Now it wants a second section here. Okay? So we're going to sketch that one. Okay? Again, let me go to my sketching plane here. And I'm going to take a circle. Snap it in here. We'll make this 0.1. Okay? Now, in order to go ahead and get this to go from a hexagon shape into a circular shape, okay? Think of these as being a cusp in a graph, okay? An undefined point because of the sharp change, okay? So I actually have one section, two sections, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? I need to break the circle up into 6 equal parts, okay? Now, if I wanted to, for some odd reason, say I just took part and broke it from 6 from here to here, well, 5 from here to here, and this would be number 6, then this point would go to here, that point would go to here, this would go here, 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 and here. Okay? I want this to go to here, that one to here, that one to here, so on down the line. Okay? This is my starting point. That's where the arrow is. Okay? I don't know why Pro E requires it to be done a certain way, but it does. When I break this up, I need to break it up at the starting point here, but I need to work this direction around. I don't understand why, but it's just the way it works. Okay? So I need to go ahead and set up something so I can divide this circle up. So I'm going to put my lines in again. Also, when I put these lines in, notice it didn't give me any dimensions for these center lines. So I had to put dimensions in myself. Okay. Click off of that. Up here, you got your corner, delete segment, modify, divide. This is the one that you want. Divide. You click on it, let it snap to the intersecting point right here, across from this one, right here. Click, go down to this one, and you just left mouse on all of these. I just broke that circle up into 6 separate arcs, such that everything from here will condense down to this one, from here to here, okay? Notice the arrows are in opposite directions. I don't understand why it's got to be that way, but it just does.
It matters what direction you go around, but does it matter your starting point?
Yes, you can actually go in and change starting points and such, but it's much easier if you just go ahead and set it up this way. If I selected my starting point here and I went around, that point would come to here, this point would go here, this point would go here, and I'd get a twist on it, okay? If I change the direction of it, I get a complete twist on it, okay? Which you almost never see anything completely like that, okay? So now on here, I hit the check mark again. I've got the section ready to go, okay? It's trying to add material, so it's going this direction, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, I'm going to remove material, and I'm going to go minus, so 0.075. Okay. Now, I had to put the minus sign in there to get it to change the direction for me. I don't have the arrow here to change direction. Okay. Most of the time when you say remove material, it gives you 2 sets of arrows. This one doesn't do that, not for the blend. So you put the minus sign in to change the direction, even though now it shows up as a positive value. Okay. So if you look at it from the side now, you can see how far it's going in from here to here. So hit the check mark on there.
How do you get the other end to be like a real screw? It looks like
It's finished. We're getting there. I got a lot more to do still. Okay? And that is the part of it that you can see in here how it goes down in there. Now, if you wanted to, you can go in, you can add your rounds and things like that to make it a little bit smoother. You don't necessarily have to do that. The problem with adding all the extra rounds in there, it'll add extra tangent lines in there when you print out your drawings. Okay? Makes it more difficult to see what things are. There is a feature that when you get into the part that you can turn off the tangent lines, but that's for further down the line. I would just leave it like this now, and you can just put a note that the insides are rounded to 0.01 inches or something. Okay, so we've got that part of it done. Okay. The next thing is it's got some sort of a texture on here. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know the dimensions on it. I haven't measured one. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and add something on there anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and turn all these guys back on. And I'm going to do another extrusion. And I'll do it from this surface here. Okay. And what I want to do is create something so I can pattern it all the way around here. So the first thing I'm going to do again is I'm going to add a couple center lines. I'm going to go one there, one here. Don't try to get them perfectly exact. Get them off to the side a little bit, change the values to force them to where you want to be. Once you get close to 1 degree or so, it'll actually snap to vertical. You don't want to do that. So this is going to be 88.5. And I want this one at 88.5. Okay? So basically I end up with 3 degrees between these two. Okay? The reason I do that, 360 is easily divisible by 3. Okay? I want to add another reference on here. I want to reference the outside edge of this circle. Okay. I'm just going to take a circle here. And this won't be exact, but it'll be close enough for right now. Okay. Put it like so, check mark, and it's going to go 0.244 inches, and probably the wrong direction. Yep, switch it, and check mark. So now I have a feature on there that I can go ahead and revolve around. So I select it, right click, and I want to hit pattern. On this pattern, up here it asks for a dimension. That dimension is, what dimension is it going to change to go in the first direction? I could use this number and change that value. That would be fine, okay? I'm not gonna use that one. If you drop this menu down, you can select an axis and it'll tell you that basically that it's gonna be revolved around something. So I'll select axis on here. I'll pick up that axis. Okay. This is the angle, so it's 90 degrees right now. This is how many M I have, 4, okay? If I change this value here, and I'm gonna use 3 degrees, now all 4 of them are piled up here. Well, I use 120 here, puts them all the way around, and it creates kind of a knurling on there. Turn these back off. So it gives you a texture on there. Okay. Now, is that the actual correct shape of the texture? No, probably not. Okay. Also on here, it's got a nice sharp edge on here. Now this next part of it, sometimes it'll regenerate, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't always like to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on there anyway, see if it'll work. Is I'm going to go in here, and I want to create this kind of a rounded edge here and down here on the screw. The easiest way to do that, because I can't just go in and hit round, for example, let me turn these off. If I add a round on this, it fails to regenerate, okay? Why? Okay, because it's trying to go from here to here, and then it comes to a sharp point, and then it's trying to go back around again. So when I accepted that in here, this turned red, okay? If when you're creating any parts, you have a feature on here that is red, that means it's not regenerated. That means that Pro E doesn't know what